Okay, guys, welcome into the pre-game Guatemala taking on Canada this Saturday, Canada Day, and it'll be a great present for all the Canadians, 40 million plus. Woo, we're getting big in this country. Yeah, we're swelling, getting bigger all the time. But yes, Canada Day, Guatemala, Shell Energy Stadium in Houston. It's going to be a great game. It's a must-win in my money. For my money, it's definitely a must-win. What are we going to be talking about on this show? Very soon, we're going to show you a memory of mine and of yours from 2004 against Guatemala. And then we're going to be talking about the head-to-head. Then we'll talk the form. Then we'll talk the last lineup for Canada. We'll talk the predictions as well for the game. And I've got a couple of notes for you at the end. And don't forget, there's a post-game coming after the game too, straight after the game too. So come back for that. And remember, please subscribe and like. Push it around, guys. Keep pushing this around. We are not finished. We've got a target of 5,000 to get to. It's a long way off. We've got to keep pushing to get there. So push it around and get as many Canada fans on this that you know, even your grandma. Get them all on here. They're all Canadian. They all deserve to hear what I'm bringing every time I talk Canada, because you can hear the passion, and it's not anything else that what ticks in the center of my chest and the blood that flows through my veins are for this country. I love this country. I've been here many years, raised a family here, got 3 kids. They're big now. But I tell you what, love this country, love everything about it, and you're not going to take the Canada out of this guy. So to move along, let's get into the history from 2004. Have a look at this. Canada tries to clear the lines. Interception by Guatemala. Bit of a slip-up. It goes back the other way now. Guatemala looking to go on the attack now. Goes past 1. Look, the ball inside. Ruiz taps in. It's 1-0. And that's 7 minutes in. 1-0 Guatemala. 59th minute. Ball over the top. That man Ruiz. Carlos Ruiz runs against sees Onstad off his line. Chips him. 2-0. Onstad should have stayed on his line. Oh dear. 2-0 on the day. So there you go, 2004 down there at Swangard Stadium, Burnaby, Vancouver, and we lost 2-0. I remember talking to Frank Yallop, the coach, after the game, and he was a little down, but you know what? You're not normally going to be up when you lose at home. Now, talking about the head-to-head, I tell you what, their head-to-head is really good for Canada, and it's 10-2-2. 10-2-2. 10 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses all time. You would think that we were Brazil with a record like that against another nation. And considering that we haven't done anything really until recently in CONCACAF, that we've got a winning record against any of the teams down there, it's quite surprising. It's not unimaginable, but it is a surprise. And to be 10-2-2, 10 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses against Guatemala, well, that's something special. Now, taking a look at the last 10, or maybe the last 5. Let's go to the last 5. In the last 5, 10-2-2, but in the last 5 since the turn of the century, so in the year 2000, since then, we played Guatemala 5 times, won 4, lost 1. 18th of August 2004, you know, that's when we lost 1. That's when I was there. I also saw a few of the other games too. But since that loss, Canada's played Guatemala 4 more times. I'll read them off for you. 17th of November 2004, 1-0 win for Canada. 2007, 16th of June, 3-0 win. 30th of June 2009, just 2 years later, a 3-0 win. And March the 27th, 2015, Canada wins 1-0. So we scored 8 goals since 2004 without reply. So we are unscored on since 18 years against Guatemala. I don't want a goal against. Let's keep that record going. 18 years without being scored on. 4 games. So that's the form of the head-to-head. Talking about the form with the national team of Guatemala, I'm going to tell you this much. I am not really impressed with one of the major factors that make great international teams. The handicap that the Guatemala team has at the moment is that they're in a rebuild situation. Most of their players are not young kids. So it's not that is the problem. What is the problem is international inexperience. You can go ahead and look at all the players on the Gold Cup squad. You can even say that Ricardo Jerez with 61 caps is probably one of the leading guys on that squad. And goalkeepers really do get a few caps. There's a few defenders that are ones in the 40s. That's Savaria And the rest of the guys, maybe 4 or 5, have got 30 caps. But a lot of the guys that are moving through the midfield and moving up front do not have a lot of experience. And in international football, experience really is key to winning games. You know how to kill the game. You know how to manage the game. Your game management is not a question. When you're young, it is. When you're inexperienced, it definitely is. But this Guatemala team does not have a lot of international experience. They're like a heavyweight boxer, probably with a bit of a glass jaw. No disrespect, but they're not hitting the back of the net, and they get in the back of the net hit. They're not really frightening teams, but teams do impose themselves and frighten them. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a long rebuild. Like I say, a lot of guys have got good club experience, and they're not young kids, but they don't have a lot of experience at the international level. Looking at the forwards, there's 4 guys I'm looking at. Darwin Loam, 21 games, 10 goals. That's decent. 21 international games, 10 goals. Rubio Rubin, 8 games, 3 goals. Another up-and-comer, another guy that's shining. But the other 2 that they have in the attack, you got to say Nathaniel Mendez-Lang, no games, no goals. And Esteban Garcia, 1 game, no goals. Cutting it short and swift. The experience that we have on our team must show through in this game, because Guatemala doesn't have enough to go against us. Even with all the changes that we can make, I still say we can put out a better team than Guatemala on the day. Looking at the predictions, I got to say we're in the driving seat. Definitely a 1-0 win is what I'm looking for minimum. I'd snatch a 1-0 win off your hand right now. I'd like a 2 or a 3-0. In fact, I don't really care about what the score is going to be, but I really want to see 3 points. Like I say, I expect the start line, the beginning of this game, to finish at 90 minutes is at least a 1-0 win. A 2-0 win makes it look good. A 3-0 win makes it look like a fantastic night out for a Canadian team that's still trying to find its feet together. So there's the predictions. Moving on, just a couple of notes. Watch how we do in this game individually, the new guys, and also watch as we play as a team. See the signs that we're starting to gel, or see the signs that nothing is moving forward how we want to. So watch how we do in the game as a team individually, and watch how we play. At the same time, I also want you to start now to get really focused on John Herdman's craft and his tactics and his coaches and what they're doing with this team. Really focus on the tactics, because I'll tell you now, it's the tactics that cost the points in the last game. I know a few of you guys know that, but I'm just putting it out there. So watch those couple of points, how we do, how we play, and watch the tactics all game long. And I got to say, next up is the post-game. Don't miss that. And I tell you now, I'm looking for an exciting game. This team excited me in the last game. I tell you now, they really can excite me in this game. And in the next game, we got Cuba, which gives us another chance to field new guys and have another exciting game. So moving forward, the future looks great for us. A lot of big names are not there, and we're not missing them at the moment too much. Had we had them with them, I think that, yes, we do win that last game handily. But at the end of the day, you've got to find the new blood for the future. And this generation of players that we've got right now won't last forever and will start to get long legs as they get older. And the new kids that we got coming through have excited me, and I want to see more of these kids given time, because it's only time that is robbed from guys that sit on the bench to show what they can add. And when you see what Ali Ahmed added in the last game, wouldn't you want to see more of that? I know I do. Anyway, we're going to get there. Canada Day, our party. Let's have a wonderful birthday, and let's have a wonderful game, and let's have 3 points for the nation moving forward. At the end of the day, I'm looking for a great game. I hope you are too. Thanks for coming in and watching the show once more. Thanks for your support. It really means a hell of a lot to everybody. And I tell you what, like, subscribe, and like. Share it all around, and come back for the post-game. Get ready for Guatemala. Cheers. Oh, and before we go anywhere, before I forget, I got a press conference coming up on Friday, June 30th. So as you're hearing this, and I'm going to be going to Vancouver FC's press conference of the Canadian Premier League. Going to be talking to Afshin Gutby, Vancouver FC coach, and Mikel Kantav, signed from Cavalry FC before going to Vancouver FC, and that was signed on the 29th. So within a day, I'm getting on the line and I'm going to be talking to both guys at the press conference. Also, July 5th, mark your calendars, one of the hot shots in the Canadian Premier League. Remember that name, Shan Singh Hundal. We got an interview coming up with Shan Singh Hundal July 5th, and we'll probably release that on the 5th, if not the 6th. So top striker in the CPL, Canadian Premier League. We've got him coming up. And finally, a lovely bit of news, Robert Collier. Robert, got to tell you, this is on its way to you. We just need to get into contact with you one more time, but you won the scarf. And hey, people, thank you very much. We had loads and loads of people getting in to try and win the scarf. Robert Collier, my buddy, you win the scarf. Okay, after I say that, let's get ready for the game. Let's get into the game. Go with your passion. And if the commentary is crap, turn it off, listen to the music, and get pumped. I can't stand boring commentary. It's got to have life, and I don't want an infomercial. I want the game. Talk the game. Let's get into the game. Let's get into Guatemala. Guys, get ready for it. Canada Day, go nuts. I'll tell you what, I'm going to be having a fantastic Canada Day. This game just adds to it. Let's get ready for it. Cheers. Here's my little kitty. What a beautiful little kitty, eh? Yeah, this is my little kitty. Do you know what his name is? Chili. His name's Chili. Because he's so relaxed. That's my little kitty, Chili. Okay, Chili, you're going to have to go, mate, because we've got to talk to the peoples. But here we go. Back in a minute.